Good morning, everybody. It is day number 4, vacation rental business. This is Anthony with Martin Vacation Properties. If you haven't been on one of these videos before, I am making videos of every day of building this vacation rental business. I'm cheating a little bit because I've been in the business for a while, but I didn't have a growth plan. It was more of a hobby, so now I'm putting in a growth plan. So go back to the first video and watch that guy, building the business day 1. I explained the whole thing, the journey and everything. Today, it is right now 20 minutes till 4 a.m. So it is 3:40 a.m. I've been up since 3, so it's early morning. And today's topic is going to be about ongoing maintenance. Why is it going to be about ongoing maintenance? Well, I alluded to it yesterday. I had to run yesterday afternoon to Pigeon Forge to check on a water leak situation at one of the condos there in Pigeon Forge. We had just done last year at this time, we had done a renovation on this property. So let me just give you a quick snip of a picture of that. Let's see here. So we had done renovation on this bathroom. So this bathroom before, had one of those old stand-up stall showers with a glass door that was kind of like round and would go around the thing, and it would get I hated that thing. It was nasty. Like, it would get black down along the side. It was very difficult to keep clean, and it was pretty rough, but it ended up getting damaged and we had to replace it. We called Bath Fitter because we thought, well, we need to do this quickly. And we called Bath Fitter, and they quoted us a price to replace the shower with the same shower was going to be $15,000. So instead of spending $15,000, we actually did a whole renovation of this condo. We had already done one renovation of the condo by putting in new floors and painting and stuff like that. We did an entire renovation of this condo where we did lots of wainscoting throughout. We changed all the ceiling tiles out. We did this shower. So we put this nice wainscoting. This had like some old waterproof type wall panel that was in here. And so we took that out. We put all new ceiling tiles in the bathroom and the kitchen because most of these condos have those removable ceiling tiles so that you can we're on the bottom floor, so you need to be able to get to some of the services like electric and plumbing and the sprinkler system and things like that. So we replaced those with some really nice looking tiles, which I've already had to replace one tile already from, one of the commodes from up above leaking down on our tile and ruining our tile. I noticed yesterday that was happening also in this one. Not as I caught it before it got real bad in here, so I'll have to replace that tile. Somebody's been messing with the light I seen, and my other tile is cracked. I'll have to replace that one. So today, yesterday I found that I had to, this whole bottom section of this whole bottom section of this wall. So what happened is a couple of months ago, I got a message from the cleaner and the inspector about, this wall looked like it was starting to absorb water. Now, one mistake that I made when we did this renovation is I should have went here and sealed along the bottom of this trim to keep any water from being able to keep any water from going in that trim. I should have sealed that. So when I seen that, what I thought was happening was I thought that water was coming out of the shower, getting onto the floor, and then kind of running back towards that trim, and the wall was absorbing that water, and therefore is what was caused it. So what I did was anytime I see these things, I do a two-step solution right first. one, if it's a water leak, I need to see that I stop the water leak before I actually repair anything, because I want to make sure that I've solved the problem, because then once I've solved the main problem, then, solutioning out, like, okay, what do we do now? Do we take this wall panel down? Do we do something different? And then I always try to future proof it, right? So what if this happens again? What would make this easier? Because we are in the vacation rental business. We don't have the, I want, and I want you to think in terms of vacation rentals and guests and turnovers, like from 10 to 3. So I don't jerry rig anything. I do not. And that's one thing I know, that even when things are hard, I know I'm going to do it right, and that's what helps me get through it. But I will take some creative measures to make sure that I have future access to things, so that I can do things quicker in case something like this happens again. So what it actually ended up happening is, yesterday I went in, and the kitchen is right behind this bathroom. So I went in and I cut me a 14 by 14 square, which, if you're going to do something with like an access panel or something like that, make sure you look up that you can go purchase that access panel. So I did that. I looked it up on Lowe's. I could get an access panel. They have these for drywall, that you can cut a hole in your drywall, and you can put like a service panel in there that just sticks in there and has these things that turn on each side to, or actually they flip out and hold on to the drywall, so that you can have that service panel so you can pull it off. So this is behind the stove. So I went and cut in that thing so I could see behind the wall. Well, all that I could see is that there was no standing water, but the whole wall was extremely wet to about 10 inches up. So that was not good. So so I could tell I had a bigger problem than I originally thought I had. And so let me show you this. Let me show you this image. Let me get back over to here. All right, so yeah, so as you can tell, I have a way bigger problem than I thought I had. And so I ended up having to cut out all of this and get all of this out of the way. And now that it's all out of the way, I think I understand what's happened here, and I'm going back to check. I didn't know until I was driving home last night and realized that what I had done is I shot one of my trim nails into the sewer pipe for the building. So for this side of the building, for these condos, on this side of the building, I shot a hole in that sewer pipe, and that is why this has taken a year to do this. So what I'm going to do in this situation is I'm going to, one, go fix the little nail hole. I mean, a little pin 18 gauge hole. Shouldn't be a problem. Actually, it probably won't even leak because it's a drain pipe. It probably won't even leak anymore now that the nail is actually out of it. It was probably using the nail as the highway for the water to come out, and it was just, because it was all the way out to the trim, it just, over time it's just expanded, and got all of the drywall and then the panel. So and then I'm going to come back with something creative along the bottom of it. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do to make it go in with all of our current way we have themed this condo. It is the river cottage, and I want something removable here so that in the future, if we have a water leak, and because that's copper piping, and if you guys know anything about copper piping, you can get leaks in that copper piping. And if I get any kind of leak in this copper right there, I would really like to be able to get that fixed. So that's what I'll be doing today. That's why I'm up so early. I've got to get out of here this morning, and I need to get a little bit of work done, and I need to get out of here and get to Pigeon Forge, get that condo put back together, because I've got renters coming, and I need to make sure that place is ready. So I'm going to go in there and get that fixed today. But that leads to today's video topic of ongoing maintenance. So one thing that, in life we've got to calculate as we, if you build yourself a house, you need to calculate into that, if I own a house, then now all of the maintenance is now on me personally to fix. If a pipe burst, if if the trim gets damaged, if the dishwasher goes out or the refrigerator goes out, it's on me. So in the vacation rental business, we've also got to realize if we are the ones that are managing a condo for somebody else, or even one we bought for ourselves, there is going to be ongoing maintenance, right? And I tell you, I can promise you, been in this business for 7 years, and things that will never happen in your house in 20 years will happen in these properties almost on a daily basis. I've never seen anything like it, from doorknobs falling off till ceiling fans wanting to come off of the off of its thing. I mean, like, you can't imagine how many things break on a daily basis in these properties. I don't want to scare you off, because one thing, as you're building your business, you need to think about, let's say that you're not in the vacation rental business yet and you're thinking about going into the vacation rental business. You need to think about, what are you going to do until you get to an equitable situation, right? Because you're not going to start out with day one being able to have, your number two, because that's really important in business. One day if you want to go to the next level, you need to get your number two. So, your number two, your maintenance folks, your cleaning folks, you need to have all of that in place, or you're going to have to spend, today's dollars, it's going to be, every time somebody comes out and does something for you, get ready. It's going to be minimum $200 to $300. So if you're going into this business, think about that. I'm not trying to scare you off, but, if you've got, a father-in-law, your father, your grandpa that's, retired, you need to get somebody that knows how to do things and be able to, and have them on some call and tell them up front, hey, I may need you. Would you help me out until I can get growing? But make sure you have a growth plan and that you can get growing. Tomorrow's day 5 is going to be on the service business and what it takes to run a service business. And it's pretty easy. There's only 3 parts to it, really. And you want to make sure you can do all 3 of those, and then you will have a growth plan. So the other part of this is, let's say that you've bought yourself a rental in your dream vacation area, and you want to manage this rental yourself, because you figured, I can make a listing, I can take photos, I can put it on Airbnb, I can hire a cleaning company. Well, you also need to consider, can you do the maintenance, right? You need somebody close. I'm pretty lucky. I live an hour from my vacation rentals, so I can, just jump in the car and go up and fix stuff. I've actually, there's so many things that happen that, I have actually had to drive to Pigeon Forge 3 times in one day. And one time it was 9 o'clock at night. This was on the day I was there 3 times. I was already there in the afternoon. I left. I was home for 2 hours. It was after 5 o'clock. I got a phone call. Something needed to be fixed. I drove all the way to Pigeon Forge. I fixed it. Drove all the way home. I got off of the exit. Now it was after 9 o'clock. I got another call. Had to turn around and drive all the way back to Pigeon Forge, fix whatever that was, and turned around and drive all the way home. It was midnight when I finally got home and got in bed. That is definitely not every day. That's never happened again. But I'm just saying, in this vacation rental business, things happen, and it's nice. You have to have somebody you can depend on to be able to go and do things. So let me tell you a story about a guest, what happened to us one night. So at our Art Loft property in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, at this time it wasn't a covered hot tub. The hot tub we had a hot tub, but it wasn't covered. You just come out the door and, it was up on its platform that it is now. I mean, it was really neat. I mean, you walk down the steps and you walk up these other steps, and bam, there was this nice hot tub. Looked like the area was built exactly for that hot tub, and it was. So, but nevertheless, we had some guests. It was winter time. They come out of the Art Loft. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and they come out of the Art Loft and they locked the door of the Art Loft, and they went in, got in the hot tub, and hung out in the hot tub a little while. And then, luckily, one of them brought their phone out to the hot tub. They're in their swimming trunks, no towel, no nothing. And they were in the hot tub. They come back, and the door stopped functioning. It stopped functioning. And at this time, I did not have at the Art Loft, I did not have a lockbox with a key to the door. I do today. I have a lockbox. It's an emergency lockbox that I could give a code to if need be, to be able to get the key to the door. So I get a call in the middle of the night, which was amazing that I even saw it or got up, because usually I'm in bed at 8 o'clock and nothing's waking me up, so hopefully everybody's going to be okay. But I found out. I got in the car, I drove all the way to Pigeon Forge. Here these people are in their swimming trunks. It's freezing outside. And bless their heart, I had to, luckily, the other rental on the property was not rented for that night. I allowed them to go in there and hang out until I got the door fixed. I ended up drilling the lock on the door, had drilled the lock on the door, and I was so upset because, I drilled the lock on the door, got in, then tested the lock. I was like, what is going on? I was trying to figure out what was actually wrong. Did the batteries go dead? I knew that I didn't think the batteries went dead because I could hear it, and so no more than when I got the door open, I put in the code, and then bam, the door worked just fine. What I figured out later, and this happened at another time I was messing with this lock, that it did that. I just so happened to have a screwdriver with me, and I tapped on the lock, and and then did the code again, and it started working. It maybe lost a little bit of connection in that battery cable, where you plug it in, and so so I had to drill that lock. I had to turn around, go to Lowe's. I mean, it is the middle of the night. I had to go to Lowe's. I had to replace the lock on the door because I had drilled a hole. Luckily, I had these tools with me. I broke 4 drill bits trying to drill this lock to get into the place without having to destroy my door. And so luckily, I was able to get in, drilled the lock, got in, replaced the lock, didn't get home until 7:30 in the morning. And so this is the things that happen whenever you're a vacation rental manager, when you're managing vacation rentals or you own your own vacation rentals. So I highly suggest that, if you don't have somebody or you can't do it yourself, you get somebody, because imagine how much it would have cost you, to do that if you didn't do it. How much would it have cost me if I hadn't been able to do that myself and I had to send somebody out there and they spent all night out there? Not only would it have cost a lot to get them to go out there in the middle of the night, but it would have cost a ton if they had to be out there all night and do all that I did. It would have been really expensive, but it would have been something that you would have had to have done. So, moral of the story is, we are building a business here. So, Martin Vacation Properties here in Pigeon Forge, and we're going to be offering services just like this. Whether you have a water leak in your condo, or you have somebody that's locked out in the middle of the night and you need to drill the lock. We've ran in over the last 7 years. I've ran into just about every single thing that you can possibly imagine. I've got story after story of things that have happened in these vacation rentals that I'll no doubt share with you over the course of this journey as we build this business. And again, building this business not from scratch, because I've been doing it as a hobby for quite a few years now, while I was a full-time software developer. But today, building it with a growth plan. And so if you need these services, give me a comment, reach out, and we'll see what we can do for you. I am working on building our brand new site. You guys will be seeing that here shortly. But just remember, be with us tomorrow on day 5, which we'll be talking about a service business as I go today. And I plan on being at the Home Depot at 6 o'clock this morning as I go today to fix put my wall back together, fix the pipe. And then I got to do some leaf blowing today because we had to let our landscaper go at one of the properties. I'm the president of the HOA, and our landscaper that we hired this year has done a terrible job, and they haven't blown leaves one time this season, and they've all piled up, and so I finally had to let them go. And so as president of the HOA, the buck stops with me, so I'll be taking care of that today. So it looks like one of the first things that Martin Vacation Properties and its growth plan is getting is a landscaping contract with this HOA. And all right, guys. Well, that is it for today. Look forward to speaking with you tomorrow about this service. A service business. What are the 3 parts? And it's amazing how if you break down the 3 parts of a service business, how much easier, because it seems insurmountable when you say, well, I just got to build a service business. Let's just go. And then you're like, what are you doing? You're building a service business. Okay. But if you break it down into the 3 parts and you understand what it takes to build a service business, then it becomes, it's like, okay, I can do that. No problem. And so that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow.